What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be comparing two firearms objectively. I'm not going to speak using bias. I'm not going to be one-sided because I love the Glock 26, because I do love the P365 as well. I'm just going to talk about what they each do good, what they don't do so good, what roles they can flex into, and so on. The Sig P365, this is the X with the X grip. This is an awesome firearm that is going to go down in history forever, because it's what started the technology with getting big capacity in small firearms, and everyone has followed lead since. The Hellcat, GX4, Shield Plus, and so on have used their formula to get more rounds into a firearm. It's awesome, and since I love subcompacts, I can't ever discredit the P365. Now, the thing about the P365 that I will say is it's more everyday carry oriented. You're not going to just say, okay, this is my home defense too. That just doesn't make as much sense. Can it? Yes, it could literally flex into anything. But what this can do is pocket carry very easily. Also, carrying every single day, you won't even notice it's on you. On top of that, Sig has an amazing trigger. The trigger on this, especially the X trigger, is so great. On top of that, the recoil isn't that bad. The one thing I don't like is there's nothing to press your thumb up against. It sort of slides up and down that rail. I know there's things you can get to put there instead, but then you can't put it in your holster. So I like this setup right here. Put some handle at edge series grips on it, and it runs great. Comes with night sights that are pretty good right out of the box. Like I said, the trigger is everything for this firearm, as well as capacity. Now what's nice is they have 10 round mags, 12 round mags, 15 round mags, and now 17 round mags. So you could flex it to any roll. But just with the amount of snappiness and recoil, not many people would just say, okay, this is going to be my home defense. You know what I mean? It's more just everyday carry oriented, and it's super comfortable, super light. You won't even know it's on you, I promise you. So it's a good firearm. And since I got it back from Sig, not a single issue, can't complain at all. And yes, I do carry it. I do drive fire practice with it. I do work with this firearm at the range. I enjoy this firearm. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Glock 26. You can get this with a 10 round mag, 12 round mag, 15 round mag, 17 round mag, 19 round mag, 24 round mag, 31 round mag, 33 round mag. So you have every option in the world for magazines. Came out in 1994, has very little issues. One of the greatest firearms that has ever come out that is everyday carry oriented. Now ignore the laser for this. This is just put on for fun. But what I like about it, it is heavier, but it shoots like a much bigger firearm. The recoil is very low because of how heavy it is. The downside that a lot of people say is how thick it is. Also, when there's a flush mag in there, people complain about not getting that pinky on there. Now, I have videos of me shooting it without any pinky extension or anything, and I shoot it just as fine, back to back with a mag with an extension, and my groupings are darn near the same, and I'm shooting just as fast. Now, what's nice about the Glock is its simplicity. There's a lot of parts out there. It's very easy to get the parts. Everyone and their sister has bags of parts sitting on deck. I have 10 parts kits right now that I could swap out at any moment, and I'm good to go. Like I said, magazine compatibility is a big thing. Also, when you look at their size and weight, they don't look that big, or the Glock 26 doesn't look that big compared to the Sig P365, but it definitely is. It is a thick boy. It has a 3.5 inch barrel, so some people like longer barrels. But when it comes down to capacity, you can get any amount of capacity there, and you're just giving up that thickness, because when you look at it right here, 12 on the left, 15 on the right, you could see where you could sneak in those other 3 rounds, and that's pretty equal to the 15 round mag for the Sig. Now, they're both great firearms, but what I will say is the Glock 26, in my opinion, for this at least, is you can flex this into many more roles. Like I have here, I have a 15 round mag in there. You now have Glock 19 capacity, as well, in my opinion, Glock 19 shootability. It's a great shooter. I shoot it better than my Glock 19, and it has great recoil control. And I think a lot of that has to do with the grip angle of Glocks. You're already fighting recoil with the angle of the firearm and the way you're shooting. Now, do I have anything against any of these firearms? No, they're both great. They're both in my carry rotation. I'm not even kidding you. But when I'm lounging around the house, this is a go-to. P365 is so light when you're being active, playing with the kids, out in the yard, playing in the snow. This is a great firearm to use. Glock 26, it's a little bit bigger, and people say that is noticeable. In my opinion, this is the one firearm out there that can flex into every role. Pocket carry with that flush 10 round mag, everyday carry with any mag you want in there, and then home defense. I do use a Glock 26 for home defense as well. I do have a light on it, and I also put in a longer mag, a Glock 19 mag with an X grip, and it's a good setup. Now, whenever people say, what should my first firearm be? I do tell them the Glock 26 just because of its flexibility with different rolls. Also, the recoil is not going to be as snappy. So for a new person who's into firearms, someone who just started carrying, Glock 26 is going to be more comfortable to shoot, in my opinion. Now, from what I've experienced with shooting this with my mom, she doesn't like it. So for females, I would never recommend it because the thickness makes it hard to grip. And because of that, they can't handle the recoil as well. Whereas the females tend to be able to get their full hand around the P365 where it feels comfortable to them. And then they're able to shoot it better because of that. Their hands sort of fall off on the Glock 26 because it is a thick boy. It's about a 1/4 inch thicker than the Sig P365. Now, I don't feel much difference when carrying them, but I know a lot of people do say that 0.25 inches makes a big difference. So I get it. Like I said, nothing wrong with either of these. If you were to choose between two, flip a coin. Just keep in mind that I think the Glock 26 can flex into more rolls, whereas the Sig is the OG of capacity in small firearms. Has an amazing trigger on it, and it does have a rail. That's one big thing people don't like about the Glock 26. There is no rail. Everything has to attach to the trigger guard if you want a light, laser, and so on. But they're both great firearms. I enjoy both of them. I actually enjoy shooting both of them at the range. The Sig is really fast because of the trigger. The Glock 26, a good, solid firearm choice. But what I will say is the Sig trigger just blows Glock triggers out of the water. I do add a connector, 3.5 inch or 3.5 pound by Ghost, the Avenger that's self-cleaning, but even that doesn't compare to the Sig trigger. I'm just going to be honest, I'm just going to be real with you. And also, from recent learning, from what I was told, is the Sig P365s, they have a safety plunger and something else that prevents this firearm from going off on its own. So I know a lot of people are going to say Sigs go off on their own. That's the 320 variants. That is not the P365 series. These are safe firearms, they're good firearms, reliable firearms, and they come ready to go out of the box. With a Glock, you're going to have to add sights. You don't want those crappy polymer sights. You want night sights. P365 comes with right out of the box. Your Glock, you might do a couple tweaks to it. Also, the grip on the P365, the frame texture, is better right out of the box than a Glock. I put handle edge series grips on everything. They're the best grips in the world. They'll change your whole entire firearm experience or everyday carry experience. But the Sig, right out of the box, could be good to go. So, like I said, flip a coin, both great firearms, or just get both. Thanks for watching.